Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Callie. Today it is the end of the month, so I hope you're having a great July and having a great day so far. With the 4 months, I learned a lot about myself, and today I get to share some of those insights so it may help other beginners or people just starting in their own investment journey. Now, the first being how important it is running the math, since numbers and math do not lie. For me, I never tracked my expenses before. So I would just pay my bills and yeah, just spend. And therefore, my credit card may go up, it may go down, and I wouldn't have any type of strategy for saving also. So these numbers, I get to make a percentage, allocate, let's say 30% to 50% for my needs. That goes for everything important like rent and bills and food for eating at home, and then another percentage, a smaller percentage for pleasure, for fun, and then the last being for savings and investing. That number will be different for me as well as different for you. You just have to assess, sit down, and see how you would like to allocate your money. But first, take those 30 minutes or an hour to compile everything that is necessary. And I can't believe I did this for so long and I've been getting just by in my life. Now it's just easy to see it and understand it. And after doing so, it helped me like alleviate some stress because I was worrying about a upcoming or two upcoming credit card bills. Even though I can afford to pay for it, it was just like this looming like dread. I'm like, crap, I have this big bill coming up. After I sat down and wrote down my cash flow, my paychecks for what I'm about to receive and what I might receive, it gave me a clear sense like, hey, I'm going to be fine. I have money that I can take care of this, as well as stay on track with my savings and investing goals. The second thing is, um, you know, the emotion, the psychology with money. And if you're into books, I do recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear and The Psychology of Money. And I think it's by Morgan Housel. That book, I'm just learning more, listening to audiobooks and listening to his insights on YouTube. And such a game changer because I would like to create this identity. And that's what I've learned from him and that book about the identity, right? This transformation. I would say 2017, 8 years ago, I did start a journey also in terms of like transforming myself to be better. But that journey really turned out to be more of like a physical journey because it got me so much stronger. It got me into fitness and wellness. And although I still struggle with mental health, my own mental health, that is like a lifelong, ongoing journey, just like how this will be. But yeah, it helped me to where I'm at right now. And I'm getting better and getting closer every day, every week, every month. I'm learning more about myself. But I learned, just to stay on track because after 8 years of just compounding, let's say muscle ups, push ups, pull ups, I am pretty advanced in terms of like calisthenics. So I would like to say the same thing for my identity financially. So sometimes I consider and think about like, hey, what would a financially secure person would do? What would a wise investor do? Now, there are two different types of rich and wealth, right? Like people who are rich, we may think is driving the Ferrari, the Lambo, but they could be in debt. We don't know that, right? That's on the surface level from their lifestyle that they're portraying. There is also another sense of like this wealth where there's like just this fuck you wealth where they have so much money they can easily afford that Lambo, that Ferrari, and that big house. But for me, I would like to have this wealth, what is not seen. Like Warren Buffett, for example, who, drives like something modest, right? For me, I would like to have like, yes, this big bank account. I would like to be generous with my money. And yes, I would like to spend it on travel, on experiences, as well as not have this stress about my upcoming credit card bills, and put that money to use to starting a business perhaps, or investing in something bigger like crypto, taking kind of risk and assessing that reward. That is my future identity. And as I climb up with what I'm acquiring right now, I know next year will be different. I know 5 years I will be different with my investing choices. And what I'm doing right now, sacrificing and compounding good habits, sacrificing these bad spending habits, it's going to be so much different. And just for example, like my Pokemon collection, it's slowly climbing little by little, as well as my brokerage account, which I'll share at the end with that net worth, because it's compounding. Like, let's say $100 a day, sometimes $50, and the market is doing very well right now. So it's going up, and I'm already seeing progress, and it's giving me hope and motivation to just add to this for later on. Now, the next thing, and I would say the last thing I'll end with for number three, what I learned is how I'm being intentional with my spending. My old self, yes, I like to buy things, some novelties, some Jordans. I bought two cameras. The cameras did serve its purpose. They were Polaroid cameras, and it was just cool to like share photos with people and give them out. But now they're just sitting idly on my shelf right now, and I'm either contemplating on selling them or just using them eventually, right? They'll be put to use. Another thing I wish I was more intentional is I bought two suits. I bought two suits. I don't even go out that often to wear a suit, or I go to like fancy events. Occasionally, like once a year, I will. But I bought them because they were on sale, and I would say I did get influenced by my brother, and those suits were on sale for like, let's say $110. Bought them on Macy's. Pretty cool, but I haven't worn them. They fit perfectly. They're slim suits, slim fitted suits, but I just don't have a use for it right now, and it was too late for me to return them. Same for the pair of Jordans. I bought two of them, one to resale, and I recently sold it for just the same value because I'm tired of having it in my closet, as well as I rather have $250 into investing or going to something important like a bill. I have a pair of Jordans that I haven't bought, and I wanted to wear them, but decided not to since um, they're just too clean too, and they're white, and I know I'm gonna beat them up. I'm still waiting to sell them, and I also want that to be of use. That money, $230 into a bill or to investing. You can see how my identity is starting to shift, being more intentional with my money. And this is also me learning from my family. My dad was a hoarder, and it influenced my mom also to hoard. And when he passed last year, I did a lot of decluttering. I had to, I wanted to. It was therapeutic. It also taught me about him more. It taught me about myself, but it taught me more of like just mental health and how ugly it can be with hoarding. And as we know, you know, there's very deep underlying issues with hoarding. It's psychological. It's mixed with poverty. It's mixed with scarcity mindset. It's also things that are just like trauma induced within. And I can't speak for my dad's demons and all of that, but I can get a little compassion for him. But at the same time, it affected the family, affected me, affected my mom, affected all my other siblings. And when we were decluttering, my mom, I can't help but like laugh to it, appreciate how she threw away her old belongings. Because before, she would hold on to it. And I remember helping her clean like before my dad passed. And she just wanted to keep these things, these papers. And when we were cleaning her room, which was also, such a crazy mess, I just couldn't help but just admire that she freaking threw everything away and just tossed it in the trash. Before, she would be angry or frustrated, like, hey, don't touch that. That's important. I need that. So we can kind of see this attachment to physical things. And that's what I'm trying to be better at right now as I look at my room, as I plan for my next move too, since I'm moving in October. Even before I moved here, it was such a bitch to move, dealing with just storage and just, things that I don't use. So I'm learning. It is difficult for me, but I would say, in a better place than I used to be, as some of the habits I've learned from my dad have carried over onto me. So this intention also segues to, I guess, one more thing is just what we value. What we value. And sometimes what we value can be trash. Sometimes what we value can be very sentimental. And it can also not even be of things of money, monetary value. So, for me, I would like to value certain things that are overused. Yes, my closet has full of clothes. My goal is to declutter that and use things of use, right? Those clothes, some of it's just only for winter time, and some of it's just mainly for summertime. And then being intentional with certain purchases. So valuing, like my Pokemon collection, it is slightly taking up space. It could be worse, but I'm happy with what I have. And making it grow, because that is an investment, right? That money is going to be, I'm going to call it, it's going to be worth $10,000 or more, and you'll see. I sold some things recently. I sold some Patagonia jackets, some Viore jackets early this year, and I bought them because they were on sale, and I realized, like, I don't want to wear it, or I have no use of having 3 or 4 extra jackets. So I posted them online, and someone bought them. One lady bought all 3 jackets, and you know, no judgment to her, but I can see, like, man, spending $600 on 3 jackets is quite a lot. Same for the person that bought the Jordans. You know, yes, you may have just one, or you may have 10 of them, but do you really need that many? For me, I'm shifting away from that, because before, I used to collect so many Jordans. I had like 30 pairs, and now it's just taking up space at my mom's place. So valuing things and assessing that for now as well as in the future. Will I be using it? Will it grow in value? Let's end with where I'm at financially, in terms of my net worth. And I am now at 23%. So I had this target goal, and I put it actually for September 2030, that I'll be having $100,000. When I set this goal, hopefully you can see that right there, not too blurry. In April, I set that goal, and I was at 1% after I put $800 to $1,000. It does round up. And I was like, man, I'm so far away. This goal is too big for me if I'm only doing, let's say, $7,000 a month. But it slowly became 3%. It slowly became 6% to 15%, to the point where it's at now. And like I mentioned, the snowball, right? This power of compounding, building from there. A portion of this money, 14 or $15,000, is of my own money, from my checkings, my savings, and the money from each month, and some things that I sold. And then I was able to get $8,700 from 2 different accounts that were sitting idly. They were in a traditional IRA account, I think collecting like 1%, and then also losing money, $40 every year for the account management fee. If I can redo this, I would put the money in a ETF or some higher interest mutual fund, and then just max out the contribution, because the employer match is so beneficial. But I can't change the past, and just moving forward, I'm very happy to be where I'm at right now. So I had to immediately roll over that money into the Roth IRA account and let it grow from there. Because 1% compared to, let's say, 10% or 20%, such a big thing, right? So now I may have to change my goals, update my goals, especially for the 1 year one. And, I also have a Pokemon collection, right? And I'll show you the value of that. And it's at right here, $15,000, around there. And it's slowly kind of going up and down, because there's also a market for that too. And like I said, I do want to practice this non-attachment. This collection will be sold one day. Some of it, or maybe all of it. I don't know when. I'm not um, planning for that yet, but I will be prepared for when that happens. And we'll be very happy when that booster box, my biggest purchase was or early this month. I spent $2,300 on this right here, this booster box. If you want to see more, get an insight of a Pokemon collector and what Pokemon investing looks like, look at my previous video. So I have $15,000 of Pokemon cards. That includes the sealed product I showed you last video, as well as my binder collection, and maybe some other things I had at my mom's place, which I need to pick up. And there are some things I didn't input because it is at my mom's place. And that has gone up in value, which is pretty cool to see. So I'm gonna guess, let's say 2,000, but it may be $3,000. Those things that I bought at home, back at my mom's place, I bought them at the time for that market value or even cheaper. That has, I would say, tripled or more, just because of 2 years worth of appreciation, and it's slowly just climbing up. So if I were to freaking sell this, right, I'm already closer to $38,000 of my net worth if this money goes directly into my portfolio. So 4 months in, I'm just happy to be where I'm at. It's just going up from there. If you are in a similar journey and path, just take your time, assess it, contemplate on it, reflect. It's so necessary. Try not to be influenced too much by other people. I was watching a lot of videos also that influenced me to like, go there, go there. Should I be investing in crypto? Should I be investing in dividends? And ultimately, now that I'm settled, I'm happy to be keeping my portfolio very simple, just a few ETFs, some crypto, yes, as well as my Pokemon collection. Thank you so much for listening to me, watching this video. Please send a like and, enjoy your life. Enjoy, but at the same time, contemplate on things that are necessary. Sometimes we have to be very honest, and we do lie to ourselves. I know I've been lying to myself for so long, but now I'm being honest as best as I can with myself and with you guys. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the next video.